Okay. All right. So we are live, and yeah. So no one's joined yet, but I'm still gonna go ahead and just kind of get started. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Nerdy Mark live stream, the first live stream of 2019. Happy New Year, everyone! I hope you guys had a great New Year celebration and all that good stuff. I hope that you rung in the new year with a bang and whatnot. And I pray that everyone has a great year ahead of them. Let me just do this real quick. Let me just increase the brightness on my laptop so you can see my face better. But anyway, how have y'all been? I've been pretty good. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm back, I guess. Um, there's a lot of stuff that I need to cover on this channel right now. Excuse me. And I thought instead of making like a bunch of videos, I thought I'd just go ahead and like do it all in one shot and kind of do like a live stream. And of course, I mean, it is the first video of the year, so I thought, why don't I just do it as a live stream, new year, new stream, as you saw the title. Yeah, obviously a play on words of new year, new me, yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys did make some New Year's resolutions because it's always good because there's always something about ourselves that we can improve on every day and whatnot. But I'm not gonna get preachy. I'm not like Gary Vee or whatever, right? Far from it, right? Anyway, so hold on one sec. Let me just turn on this light real quick. Let me just get the lighting situation because I wasn't feeling that light. Oh, there you go. There you go. You can see me much better. So, I got a few things to cover. I actually wrote down the whole agenda right here and whatnot. As you all might have seen, that there's no NXT 205 live review this week, and that's because NXT was basically just the awards show. So I didn't really think that there was a need for me to do it. And besides, I already kind of did an awards show with Armbar Audio. You can check it out on their channel. Let me move here so you can see the Kingdom Hearts poster. That stuff never changes. That doesn't change. I always will want you to look at the Kingdom Hearts poster because it's awesome and it's beautiful. And we're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts a little bit today as well. A few things on the agenda. So first things first. I know it's not exactly the ideal way to. I don't want to. I didn't want to begin this stream with a tragedy myself. However, it is quite unfortunate that Mean Gene Okerlund, the voice of pro wrestling for decades on decades, has tragically passed away earlier this week. So 2019 does begin with a death, I guess, a residual thing from 2018, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh man, that's one thing that 2019 hasn't changed. Or we still have deaths." I mean, look, it happens, man. Stuff happens. What can you do? Besides from what I heard, his son apparently was saying that Okerlund was suffered, um, he fell in late December and was suffering like a rib fracture or something along those lines. I read that. So, I mean, obviously, Mean Gene wasn't taking too well as far as health. So, it's definitely very sad, very disheartening to see that Mr. Okerlund has passed away. I remember, a lot of times. I remember seeing him in many of the old wrestling TV shows. I remember seeing him in an episode of Nitro, and just so many different things. Of course, his friend Hulk Hogan was one person who helped him reach popularity back in the day. Okerlund was just as popular as the pro wrestlers. I think he's one of the very few. Hold on, let me move the camera a little closer. He was one of the. I still don't like this lighting, but whatever. I guess I'll just shine this on my face. I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so I think Mean Gene Okerlund was one of the few announcers who was just as popular as the wrestlers and the talent that are in the ring. So that was pretty cool. But Mean Gene Okerlund, as I always say, thank you for your contributions to pro wrestling. You are gone but not forgotten. I send out my condolences to the Okerlund family. Rest in power, Mean Gene. Yeah, you will be missed, but you are definitely not forgotten. So, Yeah, so that is a bit of sad news. But with that being said, let's move on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. First thing, so I did not, I did watch, I didn't watch the whole like year-end awards ceremony thing, and it's like a 2 hour long thing. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did catch the Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno match. Let's just talk about that for just a second. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. This is definitely the match they should have done at Takeover. However, I guess the post-match angle is what I wanted to talk about because this match was pretty short. To be fair, to be honest with you, because it was like only like 4 or 5 minutes long, you know. And the thing is, that's not the big story. The big story was what happened after because Matt Riddle wanted to fist bump Cassius Ohno, who at first refused, but then got back in. Looked like he was going to do a fist bump, and then of course just proceeded to beat up on Matt Riddle. So obviously this is, I think, a heel turn confirmed for Cassius Ohno, the knockout artist and whatnot. So hold on one second. Yeah, let's put on some chapstick. Anyway, so yeah, that was. I think that's obviously going to be the story, I guess, going into NXT Takeover Phoenix. I guess we're going to have the blow off match over there. I think honestly after that, Ono should just honestly go up to the main roster. He's not going to ever win a title in NXT. Let him go up to main. Let him challenge people like whenever he returns. Let him face Kevin Owens. Let him face off against, some of the other guys. I don't know. I would love to see Cassius Ohno versus Seth Rollins or Finn Balor. Hell, I mean Shinsuke Nakamura. So there's a lot of possibility for Cassius Ohno up in the main roster and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. I actually really enjoyed this match though, and I'm actually really looking forward to what Matt Riddle has to offer in NXT. I would not mind. I think since Matt Riddle has been pushed quite a bit ever since his debut or debut, as he says, late in 2018, Matt Riddle has been basically been pushed to the moon and back, and I think that's totally fine because you know what, Matt Riddle is a damn good wrestler. I even saw his New Year's resolution. He wants to enter the Royal Rumble, win, and retire Brock Lesnar. Personally, I would love to see that happen, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But it is what it is. So hold on, I got a little text message there. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I can wait for a little bit. I do kind of hope that Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble and at least takes the belt off of Lesnar, so that Lesnar can kind of go. It's so weird because Lesnar, his plans are so weird. They keep fluctuating. At one point, he wants to go to the Royal Rumble. At one point, he's saying he wants to return to the UFC, and then next WWE pay per view, he's the Universal Champion. Well, in this case, in Crown Jewel, he became the Universal Champion after basically squashing Braun Strowman. That was absolutely ridiculous. That was like probably, I gave it the worst show of the year, worst pay per view of the year award on my year end award. So that was most unfortunate. So I personally, for one, I guess it's an emotional thing, but I for one would love to see Matt Riddle retire Brock Lesnar. I think that would be really cool. That should be, honestly, that you could build a really good story around it and kind of have it be like a passing the torch. Although I don't think Lesnar would agree to it unless you gave him like a truckload of money, But and Matt Riddle and by the way, Matt Riddle is a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, so that's why I had to wear the T-shirt, the Dragon Ball Z T-shirt, bro. So that's cool stuff, bro. But I'm really excited for Matt Riddle in NXT. I think they're really doing a good job with him so far. Like I said, I would love to see him challenge Ricochet for the North American title. Because first of all, that's a match I would really like to see because I saw his match against Will Ospreay. That's what really got me into Matt Riddle, and it was really, really good. And Ricochet, of course, is also like a high flyer, like Will Ospreay. I would say he's even a little bit better than Ospreay, and I would love to see a match between Riddle and Ricochet. That would be really, really awesome. I think it would make. It would just make for a damn good match. It should be in not war games. It should be definitely at a takeover, obviously. and I just want to see it, and that would be a damn good match. I mean, honestly, we're a takeover. What is it, New York or New Jersey? That's where it should happen. You know, the takeover before WrestleMania. That's where we need Ricochet versus Riddle. I would love to see that, but I'm excited to see Matt Riddle getting a push here in NXT. I think that's gonna be good stuff for me. Oh, God, I'm sorry, guys. This lighting is just abhorrent. I don't like this lighting at all. I need to do something about that, but that's okay. Um, and my hair, I definitely need a haircut. So we'll get one someday. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, but Matt Riddle, this was good. I think this is obviously continuing the storyline. So I would say Cassius Ohno is full heel now. There you go, first heel turn of 2019, Cassius Ohno. So that's pretty cool. We'll see how many heel turns. I guess I don't know. Play a drinking game at home. For every heel turn, take a shot. I don't know. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll probably get drunk anyway. Because every week someone's turning heel. Yeah. I mean, in the sense, like, watch, like, a compilation of 2018 heel turns and take a shot for every heel turn. Yeah, you'd probably be pretty messed up after that. So, anyway. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Been a long day, so that's fine. Anyway, but yeah, so Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno was really good. I'm switching gears here to something a little bit more serious. So I heard about the Toni Storm situation, and Toni Storm, by the way, is one of my favorite women's wrestlers. Not just because she's attractive, but um, I joke around and I call her my wife, but I mean, she's not. But however, I mean, if she's ever in the area, tell her to look up your boy, the Nerdy Mark, so that maybe I could take her out and buy her a cup of coffee or buy her lunch or buy her dinner or something. Come on. Anyway, help a brother out. So, but Toni Storm, obviously, she had taken some private pictures, and someone had hacked her phone and leaked those pictures out to the public, because of which she has deleted all of her social media, and she also could possibly be ending her career in pro wrestling. Um, this is absolutely sad. Toni Storm is a fantastic in-ring talent. She has so much potential. She's very young and very talented. Um, she was in the Mae Young Classic semifinals against Io Shirai, and that was probably the best match at Evolution. So she's been putting on really damn good matches. I did first see her in the first uh, Mae Young Classic, and I fell in love with her ever since. As of course as a wrestler. Okay, yes, she's very pretty. Okay, I think she's hot. You happy now? All the feminists are gonna go crazy. Oh, you are just treating us like a piece of meat, man. Look, I'm a dude. I'm a straight dude. I'm single. So just let me have my fun, okay? Anyway, but I think this is absolutely sad that Toni Storm, this situation has possibly ended her wrestling career. I really hope not. I do hope that she's back. She comes back soon, and she is. I mean, she is going to take place in the first NXT UK takeover, which is Blackpool, I believe. I do believe she's going to partake in that, and I do hope she does too. But I think that it's going to be interesting to see what goes on there. Like I said, man, this is absolutely sad news that she was forced to kind of delete her social media because of that. And this absolutely, and I mentioned this in my Twitter. Turn on the light. Mentioned this on my Twitter. This right here, what this person did, whether it was a guy or a girl, I don't know. This is absolutely an invasion of privacy. For her and all other wrestlers, men or women, who've had their photos leaked out to the public. Those were private pictures, and those were not for our eyes. It was for her eyes only, and they should not have been leaked. Now, we can argue that, oh, if she didn't take those pictures in the first place, this would have never happened. And yeah, you're right. Maybe yeah, should she have taken those pictures? Maybe not. But you know what? She did. She's a grown woman. It's her life. She's free to do whatever the hell she wants. Okay. And I get it that popular, famous celebrities live in a glass house. However, they're human beings too, and they deserve better than this. Now, if you know me, I make fun of celebrities a lot, like a lot. I do. I make fun of celebrities quite a bit. However, I never wish something as devastating as this to happen to anybody. You know, like something like this to potentially end a talented career, someone's career. Especially since, like I said, she's so young and she's still very talented. Something like this is potentially going to end her career as a pro wrestler. That's that's very bad. That sucks. So I don't know. So I hope the person who did this. I hope you're happy. I really hope you are, because you should, because you just ended a you just tarnished a very bright and up and coming talent. So congratulations. Good for you. You know, you should be, he should be, that he or she, whoever leaked it, they should be ashamed of themselves. This was wrong. Like I said, this is an invasion of privacy, and that was not cool. Imagine if that happened to any of us. Imagine if that happened to you, like you who were watching this. Maybe what if you took some pictures that wasn't meant for the public, yet someone leaked it out. Like, how devastated would you be? I'm pretty sure she's feeling the same way right now. So congratulations to whoever hacked her phone and got them out. So anyway, but Toni Storm, I stand with you if you're watching this, and obviously I would love to talk to you about it over a cup of coffee. So I'm just kidding. No. Let's not do that. But if you want to, that's another story. But no. But in all seriousness, I support Toni Storm. Please, I do hope she gets through this and she comes back into the ring. And matter of fact, I hope this encourages her to perform even better in the ring when she does come back and sorts all this out and everything. But yeah, this was ridiculous. This sucked. Like I said, I hope the situation gets better for Storm, and like I said, we see her in the ring in the near future. But let's kind of switch gears here. So, moving away from WWE for a little bit. So I actually do watch Being the Elite, the show with the Young Bucks, Cody, and the whole Elite clan. And first of all, it's a great show. First of all, if you're not watching it, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. You need to get your freaking priorities straight, buddy. I'm just kidding. So, but yeah, this was a fantastic show. But of course, the big storyline going on these past couple of months was the ticking timer on the Elite members' phones. Matt the Jackson, the Bucks got tickers. Adam Page got a ticker on his phone. Cody got a ticker on his phone. The SCU, Frankie, Christopher Daniels, and Scorpio Sky all got tickers on their phones. Even Kenny and Marty Scurll didn't, because his contract doesn't end until February, and I think he has obviously re-signed with Ring of Honor because he has his faction now with Brody King and PCO. The Villain Enterprises. So I think he's obviously going to stick around with Ring of Honor, so that's cool. However, now obviously the New Year's Eve episode, which had the phone ticker kind of finally run out, and the Bucks and Cody, the picture that appeared on their phone was Double or Nothing, which is of course the follow-up to their very extremely successful pay-per-view All In, which was fantastic. And Adam Page got something different, and he showed the phone, and it was AEW, All Elite Wrestling. It is actually happening It is a thing. It is for real. It was not just a rumor or whatnot. It was that it is actually happening. And rumors are is that Chris Jericho could be on board. There are rumors of AJ Styles possibly leaving WWE to come to AEW. Goldberg might sign with AEW. So a lot of people are, of course, expecting AEW to be like the next WCW, with, of course, uh, becoming, except it's a lot better because it's not run by a bunch of egomaniacs, right? I'm talking about, of course, the entire Hogan, Hall, and Nash, and everybody. Basically all the established stars who knew exactly what they were worth. To quote Adam Blampier, of formerly of What Culture, but um, they knew exactly what they were worth, and they ran with it, and they basically ran the show down to the ground. And of course, WWE bought them over, and then we had that really, I don't want to say that angle called that invasion angle, which could have been so good, but it was ruined because of the McMahon family. Anyway, so a lot of people are saying this could be the next WCW. This could be the next actual challenger to WWE because of course Bucks and Cody have connections in Ring of Honor, have connections in New Japan. Um, excuse me. Even Impact Wrestling. This could be the umbrella in which all the other outside promotions come together in All Elite Wrestling. And I would be really excited to see them go head to head with WWE. Because Cody and the Bucks, they were offered, multi-million dollar contracts, seven-figure contracts by WWE, which obviously they emphatically turned down and whatnot because you know what, they were going to start All Elite Wrestling. Apparently, like I said, Chris Jericho is on board, and as is Goldberg, and apparently AJ Styles is thinking about leaving WWE to join All Elite Wrestling, which I would not mind seeing, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing that, actually, so to be honest with you. Because I think he's pretty much done everything he can in WWE. Like, what else is he going to do? Become Universal Champion? I don't think that's in the pipeline at all. I don't really think that's going to happen anytime soon. So, maybe he'll go to Raw and become Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he'll capture the tag team belts, but what else? There's nothing left for him to do, to be honest with you, in WWE. I mean, he could capture those belts, but does he really need them? I don't think so. I think he's a very well established enough star to, sorry, I get notifications. He's a well established enough star to, do whatever the hell he wants, to be honest with you. He's built up his stock in Impact, Ring of Honor, and New Japan, and in WWE. He can do whatever the hell he damn well pleases. He should, honestly, he could be a free agent and go wherever he wants. So AJ Styles, if he does go to All Elite Wrestling, I'd be totally fine with that. So yeah, that would be cool. So those are some of the names that are announced. Oh yeah, Britt Baker, Adam Cole Bebe's girlfriend, is apparently gonna as signed with AEW. This is exciting, actually. I'm very excited to see an alternative to WWE again. Competition is healthy, for WWE. Even though Vince McMahon doesn't want competition, he wants to monopolize pro wrestling. So, just turns on his little blinders and doesn't look at anything and he wants us also to put on our little blinders and not look at anything else because WWE is the only thing that's pro wrestling. You got nothing else outside of WWE, right? Wrong, Vince. Wrong. So anyway, yeah, but All Elite Wrestling should be interesting. I'm actually really excited. I'm actually very confident that this is going to succeed because, like I said, WCW, that failed because obviously, the Time Warner contract kind of, Time Warner kind of went bankrupt at that time. Hogan, Hall, and Nash running roughshod around backstage. So yeah, I mean, it became a madhouse, and ultimately it collapsed. It ultimately led to the downfall. It's so true what they say. Pride does come before the fall, and that's what happened with WCW. So, but yeah, so everybody's pretty much on board. The Bucks are on board. Cody Rhodes is on board. Obviously, he's the vice president. Tony Khan is the one who's kind of heading this whole operation. Brandy, of course, is also having an administrative position. I forget what it is. Paige, like I said, is on board. Marty Skrull, I'm sure, is on board too, because Ring of Honor. The only person that we still don't know if he's on board or not is the Best Bout Machine, the Cleaner, Kenny, my favorite wrestler, and yours, Kenny Omega. So I haven't watched Wrestle Kingdom 13 yet. I am actually going to watch it after this stream. So I'll watch it myself, and I'll maybe put a little short review of it on IGTV, because I want to. So I'll watch it definitely. And but I do know that Kenny Omega did lose the title. And hold on. Oh no, sorry. Okay, so I do know that Kenny Omega did lose the IWGP Heavyweight title to Hiroshi Tanahashi, and I kind of expected that to happen because, of course, his contract with New Japan does end this month. It ends on the 31st. Now, a lot of people are speculating if he's going to go to All Elite Wrestling or if he's actually going to sign with WWE, because All Elite Wrestling, even though they said that we're sticking together and doing whatever, uh, you know, Kenny Omega has been made an extremely lucrative offer. Has been given that WWE has extended a very lucrative offer to Kenny Omega. I'm sure it's a seven-figure sum contract. They offered to fly him out to Connecticut. They offered to pay for his flight ticket from Japan to the States. So that he would sign with WWE. And a lot of people, rightfully so, are concerned that he may or may not be treated well by Vince McMahon, especially if he goes, at least if he goes now. Maybe if he goes in 2020 when XFL is happening and Triple H is more or less in charge, he'll definitely would have a much better time there. But with Vince McMahon, you don't really know. Because his mind fluctuates here and there. So, I mean, I can understand the concern. Oh, he's going to get fed to Roman Reigns. Oh, he's going to get fed to Braun Strowman. He's going to get fed to Brock Lesnar. And those are all very viable arguments. They are. Because someone like Kenny Omega deserves way, way more than that. He really does. He deserves way more than that. He should not be having to do a job out to a bunch of these other guys, Um, I mean, hold on one sec. Let me just do this real quick. Hold on, guys. All right, sorry about that. So Kenny Omega, I can understand why the frustration with the fans, why he wants to, why a lot of people don't want him to sign with WWE and they want him to go to All Elite Wrestling, because obviously he would be built up way better over there. Like, he would probably, if he does go to All Elite Wrestling, there is a guarantee. It's a guarantee that he will be pushed to the top. He will definitely be pushed to the top, and it would be a very, very huge push. He would definitely be the top star of that company, because he was in the beginning stages of that company. It's basically like a startup. That's what it is. I mean, we have startups in IT, right? So this is basically a startup. In wrestling terms, right? It's a startup. So I can understand why people would be concerned and they would want him to jump ship over to All Elite Wrestling. That is a viable argument. However, I do want to play devil's advocate for just a sec. So, AJ Styles, when he showed up at the Royal Rumble, first of all, he received like the loudest pop ever, which was awesome. And he showed up, of course, 3 years ago at 2016. And when he showed up, he was, he was obviously, like I said, very well received. And look at him now. He had 2 WWE title reigns. This is a guy from this is a guy who's like an indie wrestler through and through, or well, not indie wrestler, but like a non WWE wrestler through and through. I mean, he was a huge player in Impact, huge player in Ring of Honor, huge player in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now he was a huge player in WWE. So he got that. He got the WWE title, and he's held it twice, and they were both fairly lengthy runs too. So, and Vince McMahon was the guy who picked him to come to WWE. Now, I feel if he's and he was super hot outside of WWE in New Japan and whatnot, and then they brought him there, and he became super hot in WWE. I feel that if Vince McMahon wants to invest so much money and is actually very keen on getting Omega to sign with the big W, I feel that he actually does have plans for Kenny Omega. Just like he had plans for AJ Styles. You know? Honestly, I don't see a reason why he should spend all that money just to kill his push. You know, I don't understand why he should spend all that money just to, have him job out to Roman Reigns to the very next day. Well, obviously, Roman Reigns, he's in the hospital, so get well soon. But, or Brock Lesnar, or, well, now Drew McIntyre, apparently. Which, by the way, wouldn't be a bad match. I mean, there's a lot of potential for dream matches in WWE for Kenny Omega. And even earlier in the summer of July of 2018, he was on JR's podcast, Kenny Omega was, and he even mentioned that there are a lot of people in WWE that he wants to face, including, but not limited to, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins. I'm going to throw in Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura in there. Hell, Apollo, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre. Those are like dream matches that I would love to see with Kenny Omega. Andrade Cien Almas. So there is a lot of potential for Kenny Omega if he goes to WWE. Now, personally, I will support Kenny no matter where he goes. Whether it is WWE or it is All Elite Wrestling, or hell, maybe if he even signs again with New Japan, I will support this man through and through, because after I watched his amazing matches with Kazuchika Okada, I was a believer. I loved this man so much, Kenny Omega. He is like he's just amazing, Like I personally have not seen a bad match, with Kenny Omega. So I have not seen a bad match with him. So I'm excited. So I think no matter where he goes, I think WWE would have to try really, really, really hard. Like they would have to put a lot of like the effort they have put to push Roman Reigns would actually be the effort they'd have to put to bury Kenny Omega. Like, see, Vince, like he has his eye on certain guys. Like he had his eye on AJ, and look at where he is. He has his eye on Kenny. I think he has the same mentality that he had for Roman Reigns, because Kenny, I mean, and that too, Vince McMahon is big on guys who are muscular. I mean, look at Kenny Omega. First of all, look at the guy's physique. He looks amazing. So, yeah, obviously he would be big on Kenny Omega just because of the physique and alone. Vince McMahon loves big sweaty men, but also I think Vince is genuinely keen on pushing Kenny Omega. I know that's a weird thing to say. I know that's a very odd thing to say and a very unpopular thing to say. But I feel that this time around, Vince McMahon actually wants to give Kenny Omega the platform he deserves. So I would be totally okay with Omega going to WWE, because, like I said, there's a lot of potential for some really good matches for Kenny. Now, of course, if he ends up just facing Baron Corbin every week, that's another story, because that would kind of suck. But anyway, so yeah, Kenny Omega, we don't know if he's going to AEW or WWE, but like I said, wherever the cleaner goes, the Nerdy Mark is there to support him, because the Nerdy Mark is a Kenny Omega mark and proud of it. So, yeah. Anyway, so those are some of the wrestling. Those are some of the wrestling news that I wanted to cover. Now, I wanted to kind of switch gears and kind of talk about some other stuff. So, a lot of stuff is happening this month. So January 19th, we are apparently getting a Shazam trailer, a new trailer for Shazam. Um, and I'm actually kind of excited for Shazam because I think this would be a really cool, good movie. I saw the first trailer for Shazam and it was awesome and it looked really good and it looked really funny too. I didn't do a reaction to it, so I might do a reaction to this one. So I actually will. So the Shazam trailer looks to be coming out mid January, well 19th, apparently 18th or 19th, and I do hope to see and you know I don't know what to really expect, but I do hope to see a little hint of the storyline as to what's gonna happen, what story they're gonna follow and whatnot, and also I know it's a bit I know it may be a bit early, but I don't mind seeing like a glimpse of Black Adam. Like you don't have to show me The Rock as Black Adam. Like I would not mind just seeing like the back of his head, like a shot where it's like the back of his head. It's a black costume and it pans over to his chest and you see it's a black suit with the thunderbolt on it. That would be totally fine. So Shazam actually is a really cool superhero. He's actually one of my favorites, and he's actually a movie. This is actually one of the movies that I'm really looking forward to in 2019. Of course, along with Captain Marvel and whatnot. So yeah, and even the next Avengers and Avengers Endgame, obviously. So I'm really looking forward to this movie, and I think that I just want to see some more. I just hope they build some more hype for Shazam. Again, it looks really good. So far, what I saw from the first trailer, it looked good. It looked funny. It looks very light, which is exactly what Shazam needs to be because he's basically a teenager trapped in a superhero's body. So it would be kind of weird because I think I said this in my Aquaman review, but when DC said that they wanted to go a little bit dark with their movies, I was thinking, okay, so what about Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, of course, Shazam, all these characters? They're actually a lot more lighthearted, and if you make them super serious and super grim, it's not going to be fun. So I do think that, but the first trailer that I saw, which I think was in Comic Con, looked a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for this next Black Adam trailer. So I would like to see that. But speaking of January 19th, on the Marvel side, we do have Punisher season 2 coming out, and I did watch season 1, and it was before I started making YouTube, and and Punisher was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and like I said, my mom also enjoyed it. So again, if my mom enjoyed it, that means they're doing something right. So, Punisher season 2. My only worry is that it will be canceled after. And here's the thing: I understand why all the Marvel Netflix shows are being taken off of Netflix because apparently Disney is also starting a streaming service, kind of much like what is doing. So obviously Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, and probably eventually Jessica Jones, I'm sure, is going to be on uh, the Disney streaming service, which I'm kind of a little concerned about because they're all of them are pretty visceral in their direction, and I don't know if Disney wants that uh, type of stuff on their streaming services. So I'm a little concerned that they're gonna be made to tone it down. But here's hoping that they actually do the right thing and let them just do their thing. So, here's praying to God, right? Well, or just hoping. As a fan, I would want to see that. But some of my expectations. So apparently, the villain in this show is an alt-right Christian guy. So he's like a full-fledged conservative, and he's like a villain too. So I mean, yeah, and a lot of people are happy about it and whatnot, and it's like, oh yeah, yeah, down with those damn Republicans. We need to stick it to them and whatever, right? Personally, personally, as far as politics is concerned, you know, I'm a huge fan of Phil Collins, and there's a song called "I Don't Care Anymore." That's kind of how I feel about politics. So anyway, um, I mean, fine, whatever. I'm okay with what I mean. I don't really necessarily think I would love to keep politics separate from comic books. I know that political stuff has happened in comics, but you know, we have so much crap going on in the world, and something like Netflix is like an escape, right, from reality. And I don't want to watch a show which reminds me of reality. I don't want to watch a show where I'm seeing some alt right Christian or whatever talking, you know, spewing his propaganda. I really don't know if I want to see that. However, I think it still should be interesting because, you know, I think it should be interesting. How I know Jigsaw is obviously going to be in this. I thought he was going to be the main villain. Personally, I think he should be the main villain. Um, you know, there was a little teaser with both Punisher and Jigsaw. I think that's what they should really focus on. Um, the Punisher and his rivalry with Jigsaw. You know, like show me how these two are finally gonna come head to head finally. I mean, I know they fought in season one in the last episode, which is where obviously his face got ruined. So this should be cool though. I'm actually really excited for Punisher season two because I loved season one, but let's see what they do with this because with the whole alt right villain and everything. I bet though if it was an alt left villain, everyone would just go crazy. Like everyone would be like, "Oh, it's a prejudice show, and it's a racist and fascist, and this is some stuff. If you watch The Punisher, you're a Nazi." I'm pretty sure that's what would have happened. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into politics. That's not what I do on this channel. I made an oath to myself that I would never discuss politics on my YouTube channel. So that's it. We're not talking about it. Let's move on. Um, E3 last year was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed it, and there are a lot of games that I'm looking forward to this year. And I, of course, did a list of nerdy marks talking about my 10 favorite reveals. But out of those, there are some that I'm really looking forward to a little bit more than others. So the first one, obviously, is Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, what kind of a Kingdom Hearts fan would I be with a Kingdom Hearts spread if I wasn't looking forward to KH3 and pardon me, and the conclusion to the Xehanort saga. Now I heard that this is of course the last game which will feature Xehanort, and this is where Xehanort's arc is gonna like come to an end. So whether we finally defeat him or he turns good, whatever, we don't know. But this will be the end of the Xehanort arc. I do feel like we're gonna get a tease of a new villain in this game, possibly in the post-credit scene. I do hope that I don't have to play it in like freaking legendary mode or super hard mode just to unlock that damn post-credit scene. Because I think everybody should know what's gonna happen. Everybody should get a hint as to what's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 4. Okay, and I swear to God, no more non-numbered titles, please. I don't want Kingdom Hearts 3.5 or Kingdom Hearts 3 and 3/4. I just want Kingdom Hearts 4 after Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay? Can we please do that? Tetsuya, I was about to say, not Tetsuya, Tetsuo Nomura. Yeah, is it Tetsuya Nomura or Tetsuo Nomura? Oh, Nomura. Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura. Please, no more middle titles. We don't need a bridge between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4. Just give me Kingdom Hearts 4 after Kingdom Hearts 3, please. Thank you. Right? Another game I'm looking forward to, Cyberpunk 2077. Matter of fact, it's the lock screen on my phone. And this looks cool because it is set in like a cyberpunk world. Again, very 80s style, very retro style type of thing. I'm a sucker for that, so obviously I am looking forward to it. And it looks to be, and people complain that it was a first-person shooter, but I don't care. It looks really good. The environment looks amazing, and the gameplay looks good. They had a 48-minute gameplay demo of it to showcase everything. I was so impressed, and I'm really, really looking forward to this game. I can't wait to play it. It looks like it just looks fantastic. It looks beautiful. I'm really looking forward to dive into the world of Cyberpunk because it has like a Blade Runner type of feel to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Another one is Jump Force. So, Jump Force with Goku and everything. Jump Force is obviously the game that I've really wanted for a while because obviously I can literally use Goku to fight Naruto or Luffy or One Punch Man. Hopefully, I know that one of the other anime in from the anime City Hunter, there's the main character from there. I think his name is like Ryota or something like that, and he's going to be in this game. Kenshiro is going to be in the game. Fist of the North Star, Kenshiro. So obviously, I'm excited, and I kind of need to watch some of those anime, which I'll talk about in just a sec. So, yeah, so Jump Force looks good. It's just basically a fighting game with all the anime characters. It looks kind of like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, except it's not just Dragon Ball Z characters. It's like characters from the entire Shonen Jump catalog of characters, right? So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Ichigo and Saitama, One Punch Man, right? In there. I would love to see Janos in there. Maybe even Spike Spiegel. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see Spike Spiegel in that. So that just why not, right? So anyway, though I don't think he's gonna be on there. I think it would just be cool. But anyway, so next another game I'm looking forward to is Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now I'll be honest. Like I said in my list of nerdy mark, I have not played the first game, but apparently this is a prequel. So I think I'm good. I can play this and then play the first game if I want. Sorry, my nose is just itchy. I don't know what's going on with me today. My nose is just itchy. Anyway, so Beyond Good and Evil, and plus also it's set in like a Hindu mythology type of a setting. So that's always good for me. I always like that. So, I was born and raised into a Hindu family. So, this game kind of hits home for me. So I think I really want to see it. I want to check it out. I'm excited for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I want to see what it brings, and possibly maybe it gets me excited to even go back and play the first game. So who knows? I would like to see that and the visuals just look really good, man. Like, sorry, the visuals just look really good, and the combat looks pretty interesting. So I am really, really excited for Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, yeah. So those are some of the games I'm looking forward to. Another thing that I'm really looking forward to is July 4th. No, and obviously yes, because of Independence Day, I want to definitely see the fireworks and whatnot. July 4th, by the way, also is my parents' anniversary, so that's always fun. But also Stranger Things Season 3. Now, if you saw my Aquaman review, you saw that I was wearing a Stranger Things Christmas sweater. I loved that show when it first came out in 2017. I binged season 1 and 2 with my mom. Well, I binged season 1 with my mom, and then season 2, I was actually not here. I was in Louisiana, as I mentioned, and I binged it over there. And then now season 3, July 4th, I can't wait to binge it with my mom again. That's gonna be awesome. So Stranger Things season 3, so I saw some of the posters. I saw that obviously there's like the fireworks and everything going on. We had Dustin pointing to the fireworks or pointing to the sky. We had Mike and Eleven holding hands. We had Max and we had Max, and then we had Will, of course, and I forget the other kid's name. I'm such a terrible person. I forget I forget the character played by Caleb McLaughlin, or McLaughlin. I forget the character's name. Leave it in the comments below. So yeah, it's not. Yeah. So. But anyway, it's just it's an interesting poster, and of course in the background the sky is like red, so it's still kind of signifying that the upside down is still there. The Thessal Hydra, as they dubbed the big huge monster, is still lurking. I do kind of hope this kind of ends the upside down saga, because I don't know what more they can do after they defeat the big huge monster. I don't know what else they can do. I think they should have a hint at something else for season 4, if should they choose to make a season 4. I hope that they do something else, like besides just the upside down. I think upside down, 3 seasons, that's good. That's good enough. I want something fresh now. I want a different villain. I want a different bad guy. Hell, show me what happened to, the the guy doing these experiments. I would like to see him back in this episode, in this season, and finally have his arc come to an end. You know, so yeah, I want to see that. I want to see, like I said, the end of the Upside Down. Like, just I don't know. I mean, I do a pull a Seth Rollins and burn it down. No, just kidding. But I mean, I'd like to see that. That would be interesting. I'd love to see some Terminator references because, first of all, Terminator is like one of my favorite movies from the '80s, if not my favorite movie from the '80s. And we need a Terminator reference. I just want to see one. I just want one, just one. Um, Another thing I want to see is the fruition of Max's storyline with her brother, because that still hasn't come to an end. I know towards the end of his arc, we see that his father abused him and whatnot. He also had an abusive childhood, so he obviously takes it out on Max. Of course, he's still a douchebag. It doesn't give him the right to do that to Max. I'm sorry you had a rough childhood, but that doesn't mean you, teeter on the edge of child abuse, right? So anyway, that's what I'd like to see. I mean, maybe not end the Upside Down saga, but let's kind of do. I want new villains. I want new villains after season 3. I would like the please, thank you, right? That's all I want, you know. But that's kind of what I wanted to cover, and also I have a couple of resolutions for this channel. One, more anime reviews because I did I think 2 throughout the entirety of 2018. But I want to do more anime reviews this year. More gaming videos, definitely. Whether it be game reviews, gaming discussions. I don't know about actual gameplay on the channel. Maybe down the line, that could be something I would do. That may be something that I might do on Twitch. Speaking of which, I have an announcement to make, and I think Tim Farley and John Kearns have talked about this a lot, but it is true. Myself, Tim Farley, and John Kearns of Armbar Audio, we are partnering up, and we're starting a new channel on Twitch, and of course, it's a portmanteau of both of our names, both of our YouTube names, Armbar Nerds. It's going to be Armbar Nerds, and it's going to be a collision of their world and my world. So, for those who don't, actually for the uninitiated, John Kearns is he's an avid gamer as well, and Tim Farley is a big anime fan. He's a big anime buff. If you see in the podcast, on the videos, if you see back behind him, he has a bunch of pop figures, and a lot of them are like Dragon Ball Z and a bunch of other anime, and of course a lot of wrestling ones too. So, excuse me. So both these guys are also, the reason why I called them honorary nerdy marks is because both of them do like other nerdy stuff on top of pro wrestling. Of course, we became friends because of our love for pro wrestling, but we love all these other things too. So we wanted a place where we could all talk about them, So, Armbar Nerds coming out later this year. John has actually started a GoFundMe campaign, and and that is actually for better equipment for live streaming and podcasting, of course, for them and whatnot. So please do donate as much as you can to that GoFundMe. Maybe I'll leave a link in the comments for that. So if you could, whatever, every little bit counts. I've made my contribution myself, so please, if you don't mind, we would love to. Like I said, every little bit counts. So we would really appreciate that. So Armbar Nerds coming out later this year. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to do live streams. We're going to talk wrestling, comics, games, anime. We may even do a little music because we all love music. We're just going to do a lot, pretty much everything. This is literally our excuse to hang out because they live out in Pittsburgh. I live here in Dallas. We have not physically met yet. I want that to happen one day. They're trying to get me to fly down to Pittsburgh. I'm trying to get them to fly down to Dallas. So one day it'll happen. And when that happens, I hope you all mark your calendars and document that day and remember where you are when we finally meet in person. Okay? But I want to actually, and I said this on their live stream, but I want to really thank Tim and John for being the guys that they are, being the stand up guys that they are. Um, Honestly, I don't know. My YouTube journey would have been nothing without them. It really wouldn't have, because they we have a Facebook group, and they just are some of the greatest people you'll ever meet. We talk about life stuff too. Like sometimes they're going through stuff in life. Sometimes I go through some stuff in life, and I can really talk to them, and they it's just good, man. There's just damn good people, and for anyone who's ever friends with them, you're very lucky. And I can't say enough about how much those two guys mean to me, man. They are, like I said, two of my best friends, and we've said this before, but I think we're much closer than some of the friends we have in our respective areas. It's just it's just so good. We're like brothers. We're like the Shield, man. Except the only difference is I'm not about to stab them in the back with a chair, right? That's never gonna happen. We're gonna stay tight as a unit for forever. This is and Armbar Nerds is gonna solidify that. So, like I said, be on the lookout for Armbar Nerds coming out soon in 2019. We will keep you guys updated on that. Myself, John, and Tim. That is our commitment to you. But anyway, I know that there were not too many people on the live stream, but if you are watching this, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, happy New Year to everybody, each and every one of you. Again, couldn't have done this without you. This journey has been amazing. I amassed 70 subscribers. I rung in the new year with a nice round number at the number of 70. So that was great. Actually, well, I technically lost a subscriber today, so we're down to 69, which not a bad number. But it's fine. We're gonna push through. Another goal of mine this year is to officially get a sponsorship. So help a brother out, man. Help a brother out. So that's just something that I'm doing, and yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. It's gonna 2019. Let's do some big things. Let's make it happen. Let's set some resolutions for ourselves. Let's be better than what we were. We don't have to be newer versions of ourselves. We just have to be better versions of ourselves. That's just what I feel. That's like my philosophy. So, there are some things I want to work on myself. I'm sure there's some things that you guys want to work on, but I hope you guys do that. But other than that, I really don't have much else to say. Let me know what you guys thought about all those things that I talked about. Let me know in the comments. I'll see them all. I'll read the comments as I always do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys next week. We'll go back to regularly scheduled programming, NXT 205 Live reviews, a video in the weekend. I want to do more of these live streams, so if you like them, let me know, and I'll do some more. But anyway, with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. Just thank you for a great 2018, and here's to a much better 2019. So I'm getting sappy. I'm actually very hungry. I'm going to go eat dinner, and I'm going to watch Wrestle Kingdom. So if you'll excuse me, I must bid you all adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang. In the words of Kenny Omega. But I'm going to do my... No, I'm just kidding. But with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. And until next time... and tell your friends about Armbar Nerds as well. Very important. But until next time, I'll see you guys soon. This is Sid signing off. Y'all take care. Bye-bye. And we can stop.